if you're like struggling to find clients, the worst thing you can do is have commission breath and go start messaging everybody and throwing up your services. That's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is say, let me go try to find people that aren't qualified. You see what I'm saying? Let me shift my mindset a little bit.
Hey, what's up? Jeremy, the online ads guy here, founder of Digital Growth Marketing. Welcome back to another episode. Listen, today I just got off call with Jordan Mendoza. Jordan, I got his book too. Jordan is a really cool guy, very easy to talk to, easy to get along with. He's like the, we've been having a lot of serious conversations about, the technical things that we've been doing, AI and, a bit of doom and gloom here and there about what people losing their jobs and AI taking over and all that stuff. And I'm just getting an expert view on that. And this is a breath of fresh air because he is super enthusiastic. He's running like six businesses, and he's like the opposite of my personality, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a risk taker. I'm like, think before you do. And this guy is all in. And I think if you're an entrepreneur, I'm not sure where you are in your journey, but I think you'll get a lot out of this conversation just because of the complete different perspective of the things that he's doing, he's going through. All right, check it out. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. You with Jeremy Yang, the online ads guy, founder of Digital Growth Marketing. Today, I'm with Jordan Mendoza. I'm really glad to talk to him because you're gonna learn a lot from this guy. He's currently got multiple businesses running. He's gonna talk a lot about the ecosystem and how he makes it work. But before that, man, dude, you wouldn't believe what actually arrived today, man.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I thought because Amazon said the 17th.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let's go. So I got it, and I was like, man, I got it before the podcast started.
Okay.
Like,
did you get to dive in a little bit?
No, I couldn't. I just got it like 2 hours ago. I just read the chapter titles.
Yep.
And, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh
man,
like it's heavy.
Yeah, some heavy stuff.
It's no joke. It's no joke, right? We definitely should talk a bit about that. But yesterday we were talking about the basketball. I always wanted to ask someone about the shot from, because you're from Portland.
Yeah, from Portland. Yeah.
Were you watching when Lillard shot over Paul George?
Oh yeah, man, what a beautiful shot. Yeah, just amazing. Yeah. Something that, as a Portland fan, you will never forget that moment, when he just, because you had people that were like, no, and then you got people that are like, yeah, and then sending to get to that round of the playoffs for the first time in so long, man, when you have a city like Portland, these are basketball people. Like,
really? I don't know anything about
they are like diehard basketball people, and for it to be that long of a drought to get to that next round, and then to have it on a shot like that, over a team like that, over a player like Paul George, I mean, just incredible.
That was crazy because he jumped before. Like, I've watched his interview about that. He goes, he's not going to shoot the shot.
Yeah,
like, because he was watching behind him. He was looking at the shot clock behind him.
Yep.
He's like, he's not taking me on.
There's no way.
5, 4. And he jumped before him. That shot still got off.
That's it.
Yeah. So it was, never spoke to anyone about that shot. I can't remember the order. Was that shot before or after the Dwight Howard shot and Houston Rockets shot?
I feel like it was after. Yeah, I feel like that was a series before. Yeah, I feel like that was before.
Yeah, because I watched the interview with that and Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin said, I guarded Lillard the whole game and the whole fourth quarter, and he only got 1 point. And he subbed me off. And him, Beverly and Harden were talking about, said, who's going with him? And Lillard just ran and got the ball and took that shot. Yeah.
He has like no fear, right? Doesn't matter. It could be halfway across the street and he's shooting it, and just to have that confidence, though, right? And that's actually when I play basketball. I play, like you asked me before we recorded. Hey, did you go play? Because I play typically Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and I shoot outside of the three, typically a few feet behind the three, because that's where I've developed my range. Because it's most people won't defend it, right? But if you shoot it a lot and you can get consistent, then that's a weapon to have, right? Because
100%.
people can't defend a deep three like that. And most people, and if they come defend it, then you can pump fake and you can drive in if you have the ability to drive. Yeah, you can go straight in. So
because you told me yesterday we went down pre-call, you're half Filipino, right?
Yep. Yeah, half Filipino. My dad's. I'm right at 6 foot.
Oh, okay, so you're pretty tall.
Yeah,
So
for a Filipino, definitely,
yeah,
definitely
so
on the
yeah,
taller
okay, so
side.
you can do that shot.
My dad
All right,
is
cool,
five
man.
six, and my
Yeah.
mom, before she passed away, she was 5'10", so I got my height
Oh,
from
okay.
that side.
Yeah, yeah, nice, nice. All right, let's go straight into business, man. So, do you want to tell us a bit about how you ended up with the multiple businesses? And because I
Yeah,
know your
yeah, yeah.
book's all about the adversity
Yep.
and overcoming. So I don't know how you usually do podcasts. Do you like to go into that a little bit? And
Sure. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
really, it's your show, brother. So we can talk. We can talk the business side. We could dive into to the book.
yeah,
Wherever you want to go. But I would just say with the book, if you're listening to this right now and you have Amazon Kindle, I made it completely free on Kindle. I just wanted to give people access because I think there's enough value in the book that I wanted anyone to have access. If you have a Kindle account, you can get it. And then, of course, you grabbed it on Amazon. It's really not much. It's like 20 to
yeah,
$25 or something,
yeah.
depending on soft or hard. So go check that out and hopefully get value there. But yeah, business, man. So I was in corporate for 15 years in property management,
Yeah.
and I was more of an intrapreneur than like an employee, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like the guy that always would like ask questions and I would have these ideas. And so I was
Mm.
on lots of task force and I would always, test
Yeah.
out new software and say, hey, we should
Yeah.
use this tool. And so it was
Yeah.
really cool because I got to test out a lot of stuff and I
Yeah.
got to get really good at a lot of skills that I
Mm.
didn't realize, Jeremy, until I left corporate, how
Yeah.
many people didn't have all this versatility. I
Mhm.
didn't realize that everyone couldn't edit videos and do social
Yeah.
media
Okay.
and you see what I'm saying, and speak and coach and train. I was like, wow, most people are doing one thing out there.
Yeah.
And guess who needs help with all those things? Most
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it actually it's done me well to develop a lot of skills in corporate that
Mhm.
translate to the business world because it's really helped me because I can know if someone says, "Hey, I want to edit your video." Well, I know that if it's good or not, and so I
Yeah,
can
because
give
you
them
did it.
pretty honest feedback. I've done it. I've had to do it
Yeah.
myself. I
Yeah.
know what good audio quality sounds like on a podcast because I edited my first 50 episodes. That was me
Yeah.
until I
Okay.
got, money to where I could
Mm.
hire people. I know what it's like to get your first customer and then lose them. I know what it's
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
try to land a big fish and then all of a sudden
Mm.
you lose it at the end and you're out a couple 100,000. Like I've
Yeah.
experienced that. I've spent money on coaching and it didn't pan out and I lost a lot of money, right? I've
Oh, yeah.
also invested in stuff and didn't do anything like a knucklehead too, right? So
Yeah.
all of the success has
Yeah.
come from all the stupid things that I did. It's all the failures, it's all the frustrations, it's the lessons that I finally decided to say, you know what, that
Yeah.
sucked. Like let me
Mm.
pick up the pieces of this puzzle and let me see how to do this more effectively. And then if you couple that with having versatility in a lot of areas,
Mhm.
uh, I'm not a hard guy to find on the internet, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you search me up and you put in the word author or podcast or speaker or
Yeah.
social media, you're going to find me. And
Yeah.
that's what I teach people. It's like, how can you be visible online and do it organically?
Mhm.
Now you do it in a way where you're
No,
in
no, I'm
having them
yeah.
invest and
Yeah.
it's literally on the completely other side.
Yep.
But
Mm.
in order to do that well, organic has to work because if your
100%.
organic is not working, like what are
Yeah.
you going to promote?
That's exactly it. No, that's why I love inviting people on like you, who's on the other side, because we don't need an
Yeah.
echo chamber of how good ads are, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So please continue. So as you started building this, so what was it like going from, let's just say you came out with one business, right, and you started getting into more businesses and all that.
Yeah.
My thing was always like, I wanted to ask you, like, how do you juggle? And you were telling me a bit before the show started it's about the people as well, like the
Yeah.
people you
Yeah,
choose, the
yeah.
people you
Having people in the right places,
yeah,
I made the mistake early on where I thought I had to do everything and be everything and all of that.
yeah,
And that's a
yeah,
really, really big mistake because
really,
yes, I'm great at a lot of things in my head,
yeah,
right? I feel like it, but there's probably someone that could do it better, faster,
yeah,
and more efficiently than I can. And so it's kind of taking our ego out of
yeah,
the way, our pride and
yeah,
ego, which all of us have that. And we've
mm,
got to kind of step outside of ourselves and take like a 30,000-foot view of your business and say, is this the best really
yeah,
value for my time? Like, should I be focused on this specific thing? Or
yeah,
is there someone I can outsource this to? Is there a
yeah,
person I can hire? Is there another way to do this? And so I'm constantly now that's how I think. It's like, do I have the capacity to do this on my own or
yeah.
what piece of the puzzle do I need for this?
Do you
And
go kind of like do you allow it to like the quality drop a little bit? Because that's what I'm worried about all the time, right? And I'm worried about getting the right people, because I guess I got a pretty good read on stuff. Like I guess you feel like you're probably a little bit sharper in that area as well, like over
Yeah, I
time.
mean, I had to in corporate. I managed teams as big as 24 people,
Oh, crazy.
so
Yeah.
I got a lot of experience with personality types,
Yep.
with leadership, with seniority, with all
Yeah.
of it, right? And,
Yeah.
and when you have a team that big, there's going to be issues.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Yeah.
we're dealing with people,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we're the issue. People are the issue, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I do feel like that has helped me as a business coach,
Mm-hmm.
because I also used to teach a 6-month leadership program, and I would individually coach 20 high performing leaders every single year. And so when you can do that, and when you can give people feedback, and when you can see people grow, yeah, it's really nice to know how people are wired and what's going on in their family, and really try to be invested in them, because
Yep.
when they know how much you care, then they really want to care. Then they care how much you know, right? So it's
Yep.
kind of that quote that's out there, but
Yep.
it's so true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another quote by the great Zig Ziglar is, if you help enough
Enough people.
people,
Yep.
yeah, if you help enough people get to where they want to go, then you're going to get to where you want to go, right? And
Yep.
I'm all about that. I'm all about teaching,
Yeah.
coaching, training. It's in my DNA. I became a sales coach at 18 years old,
Right.
and I've
Okay.
been teaching
Yeah.
people how to sell better since then. And sales is actually a lot less complicated than people make it. It's a people thing,
Mm.
right? If you
Yep.
understand people, if you know how to smile, if you get excited about what you're doing, other
Yeah.
people are going to get excited too.
Yeah.
If you can know how to look people in the eyes,
Yep.
these are just some small ingredients. These are in the book. Like it's called the
Yep.
C factor. People should be seen when you're looking at them,
Yep.
and in 2026, these are the things that are missing. You're
These are
wondering why you have no
madness.
sales, and it's because you're not being nice to people, or you're just throwing up your sales pitch instead of like trying to really get to know people.
Yeah, I feel
If
you.
you're purposeful about connecting, and you're
Mm.
trying to really build an emotional connection and relevance with people, you're
Mhm.
going to have a lot more clients, you're going to have a lot more referrals, and you're going to have a lot better of a team.
Yeah, okay, got you. And so is that what your current, well, no, I wouldn't say current, but you've packaged it and you've let me into the community thing, which I've
Yep.
joined. I've checked it out, I've clicked it around, I just try to figure out what it is
Yep.
and all that. So that's pretty cool. So is that the core thing that you're currently like coaching and promoting right now
So
for
so that
community?
yeah, so just for context, the
Yeah.
community itself has been
Mm.
I launched it 3 years ago.
Okay.
The platform I launched in March. So
Yep.
it used to be so disorganized and decentralized. So it would be like Zoom for the calls,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, a
Yeah.
Facebook group, Facebook
Sure.
Messenger, Kajabi for the course. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
so many different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I was sitting around one day, Jeremy, and I was like, "You knucklehead! Like, you know how to build platforms. What are you doing? Why don't
Yeah.
you just build the You're sitting here complaining about how everyone's got to go over here, and everyone. It's like, so put your
Mm.
freaking brain where your mouth is and build it." And so I
Yeah.
was like, all right, let me just build it. So I built the platform, and
Yeah.
what I tried to accomplish is I tried to accomplish the subscription fatigue,
Yeah.
the not knowing where your dollars are really going, the tired of going from this platform to this platform to this platform. So I built a all-in-one
Mhm.
tool where
Mhm.
and it's the first of its kind that offers live coaching every Friday at 1 Eastern. And so
Yep.
that's today in a few hours.
Yep.
You get a member directory to network with business owners, and then you get an AI content a suite with 14 tools to help you grow your business from a content perspective. And then
Mhm.
you get another 11 business tools to help your business grow. So all of that is if you invest in the tool, it's $97 a month. So
Mhm.
instead of paying 97 here and 27 here and
Yeah.
16
Yeah.
there, it all
Yeah.
adds up, right, to the
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars. For
Mhm.
one investment, you get one login and you get all of that. And so that's really what was my goal, is like create an ecosystem,
Yeah.
because everything that you create on the platform, it
Mhm.
all integrates in the platform. So if you create a course and people take your course, then
Yeah.
now they're in your CRM on the platform, right?
Yeah.
If people watch your webinar and they register, now they're in your CRM, and you can communicate with them, and you can build a relationship, get a potential client.
Right.
If you meet them on a call, then they go in the directory and they find you. Now you have a communication line, right? So it's an ecosystem in the sense that just this one place, you have access to so many different ways to grow your business, to network, and to get stuff done, because procrastination is one of the biggest killers for entrepreneurs. Is they've got all these ideas and none of it's going out into the marketplace.
So
And
this
so,
tool, this tool is actually for entrepreneurs to do their
yes,
own thing there as well, like create their
exactly.
own.
Yeah, and
Oh,
your own
okay, I didn't know
content.
that. So
Yeah,
it's not
so
just for
you
you.
actually can, yeah, so
Yep.
people that are, we have different tiers. So if anyone can join an account free, so that
Yep.
gets you in our directory, you get access to the replays, the live
Yep.
calls, anything on the dashboard you pretty much get access
Yep.
to. Now, there's a button called the Creator Hub, and in that Creator Hub, that's where the paywall comes in,
Yep.
right? We have Ignite, which is $47 a month, and
Yep.
that gets you access to the CRM. You can do social media generation, newsletter generation. There's a bunch of tools.
Yep.
And then our top tier, which is just $97, so it's like a night out on the town.
Yep.
It gets you every tool. So you have a link tree replacement. You've got a QR code generator. You've got a full CRM.
Oh,
You've got your
okay.
own meeting room, just like Zoom. You literally, it's a whole suite for just $97. So I wanted to make it affordable because so many tools, they charge you hundreds, and it's one of these features.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, you know what? In today's
Yeah.
age, I can give people all of them,
Try it.
for a nominal fee, and
Mhm.
give them coaching as the bonus. So it's like,
Yeah. Cool.
why
Oh,
not?
so the coach is actually the bonus, and your resources, your own stuff.
So you could look at it like this: the coaching is what you come for, and the tools are a bonus, or
Okay.
the
Yeah.
tools are a bonus, and the coaching is what you right. So it really depends on the
How they
person.
feeling at the
Yeah,
time. Yeah. Sounds good. So is that what you mean when you're talking about like the
an
ecosystem?
ecosystem. That's
Yeah, the
it.
ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So
Cool.
this
Yeah.
this is a type of an ecosystem. Now,
Yeah.
what I did before was also an ecosystem. It was
Yeah.
just very decentralized.
Decentralized. Yeah. More
It's
scattered and
scattered, right?
yeah.
So this is more, and that's actually why I have
Yeah.
agency tiers available. So if people
Yeah.
have clients they manage, they can buy an agency tier,
Get
and they
them
get
in
their
there.
own account, and all their clients have the same level. And so it just
Right.
makes it easier. And then we also have white label, to where
Yeah.
someone goes, man, I need this, but with my branding and like my clients and everything. And so we have that option, because there are companies that are larger that want their own tool. They don't want to
Yeah.
build it, right? They don't want to have to
Yeah.
build
Yeah.
all the things I built, but they
Yeah.
want to slap their name on it because they're like, wow, this works,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, okay, that's amazing. So that's one side of it. So if we explore, like, just say the lessons and the learnings to help entrepreneurs, because that's called. Well, I'm kind of my podcast. I'm kind of angling towards the small business owners and entrepreneurs, right? So throughout the thing, like as somebody like me who's not a big risk taker,
Yeah.
right? So when I talk to people, like, it's always interesting to hear, like, how do you manage your risk? Like, are you prepared to go all in a lot of times when you're doing this stuff, or
Oh yeah, I'm always an all in guy,
are you
and
all in guy? Yeah,
and I
that's
don't
up.
look backwards, I just look forward.
Yeah,
So my advice is always like,
yeah.
but did you die? You put a course out, no one bought it, but
Yeah,
did you die? Right?
yeah.
Like, no, what's the
Wow.
worst that could happen? Somebody could say no, but also, people, your audience needs the context. Before I turned 22,
Yeah.
I already heard 200,000 no's in my career.
Yeah.
200,000. Some people will never hear that many no's in their life.
Yeah.
You know, but what I understand about rejection is it happens every day, all the time. It's all around us. So you just got to get used to it, and you got to shift your mindset and play games with yourself, and look for the no's, right?
Yeah, right.
If you're like struggling to find clients, the worst thing you can do is
Yeah.
have commission breath and go start messaging
Yeah.
everybody and throwing up your services. That's the worst
Yeah.
thing you can do. The best thing you can do is say, let me go try to find people that aren't qualified. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
shift my mindset a little bit. Let me go play a little game, and let me go try to find the most unqualified people. And then that's going to start to show you who the qualified people are, right? So
Yeah.
sales is 90% mental and 10% physical.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
The inner game controls the outer game. If you have a bad attitude, you're not selling anything. I don't care how good at sales you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have a positive attitude, you're much more likely to get people to say yes. And people can tell in your messaging. So if you're direct messaging people, they can tell. People can tell in your voice notes. They can tell on your videos. So be positive. Be more upbeat. Be the person that you want to be around, foundationally, that is super, super important for any business owner out there. The best advice I can give you, if you're a new business owner and you're really trying to get some awareness about your product and service, okay? Go in your city. Okay, print a flyer or bring a QR code and literally go to 100 businesses face to face. Okay, walk in with a smile. Okay, if you're not smiling, you better figure out how to smile. Walk in and look them right in the eye. Have enthusiasm, and then just tell them. Don't sell them anything. Just literally say, hey, I'm Jeremy. I'm known as the online ads guy. I have a company called Goliath, and we help business owners just like you. And I just wanted to introduce myself and really meet people in the community.
Yeah.
And guess what? Just by doing that, you literally could have someone say, we've been looking for an online ads guy.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I'm your guy. Do you have a minute, or can we budget some time in the next, week where I could come back and meet with you? If you do that, folks, to 100 businesses, okay, I guarantee you're coming out with at least one client. If you're terrible, if you're really bad, you're gonna find one client. Okay, most people, even if you're mediocre, you're gonna find 5 to 10 people that will be interested in meeting with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's called the law of averages. The more people you see, the more money you're gonna make. Okay. Now, if you forget the first 3 ingredients, which is smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm, in each of these people that you go meet, you will have a 0% shot at getting any customers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, cool, man. Like, that's super valuable, dude.
It sounds super complicated. I know. You got to go and talk to people.
No.
It's not, but it's the easy things that are the hardest, right? Because you got to step outside of your comfort zone. You got to go meet strangers. And when we grew up, our parents said, don't go talk to strangers. So you're literally going against the grain of like what you know as a person. So I know why it's not easy. And I know I make it sound easy, but it's because I've knocked on so many dang doors. I could tell you pretty much almost every neighborhood I've been to in America, and I've talked to so many different people. But you get better at communication by, guess what? Communicating.
By communicating.
You're not going to get better. You know this, right? You want to get better at anything, you got to do it. You got to do it all.
No, that's 100%. I was saying how ads like a bit of a shortcut. People treat it like a bit of a shortcut. They don't really want to go do the hard stuff, so they kind of pay for it a bit and then see what they can get out of it. But like when it comes to the ecosystem thing, I think that's real. I think that people don't respect it. I'm trying to do it now. I just started. I've been on the one lane and I just started earlier this year. I started, spreading my wings out, doing more networking on the ground. I'm going to BNI meetings and all of that stuff. So
another great thing to do. Yeah, get out there and meet people. Yep.
100%. All right, cool, man. So as we wrap up, dude, was there anything else that you want to tell the people again, or remind them where they can find you, when they can connect with you?
Well, the first thing I would say is, if I can do it, I'm a 45-year-old. Father of 6. I've got 4 boys and 2 girls. And I grew up really, really poor, and I didn't have a great upbringing, and you can find out more in my book. But I just want to let you know that if there's no one out there that's ever believed in you or told you can do it, let me be the first to tell you can do it. Because if I can do it, this knucklehead, with all the mistakes that I've made and all the failures and all the dumb decisions, then anybody can do it. And so I just want to encourage you that you too can blaze a trail, but you cannot do it from the sidelines. Okay? You don't want to be the best kept secret in your town. So you have to show up. You got to be positive, you got to smile. And if you can kind of put those ingredients together, whether you're doing it knocking on those 100 doors that I told you about, or whether it's sending 100 videos in direct message of just you literally speaking to that person, these things are not easy, but you will get better over time. Because I can remember when I first showed up on video 16 years ago, I looked like a baffling idiot. And so if you want to connect with me, I'm super easy to find. I would encourage you to check out my podcast. The website is BYOTpod, BYOTPOD.com. I interview authors, athletes, entrepreneurs, actors, creatives, and really find out their journey to success. Your show host will definitely be coming on sometime. He's blazing trails. So that'll be fun. But then just to end it, I would just leave you with this quote, okay? Because I want to really encourage people that have a fear of failure and have a fear of risk taking and making mistakes. So, and this quote's in the book as well. well. But what it is mistakes are the puzzle pieces to success. The more you can make, the bigger puzzle you can solve. So go out, make some mistakes. The biggest thing is that you actually just learn from them, and it'll help propel you
Yeah.
forward.
Wow, what a positive message. Well, thank you again, Jordan, for coming on the show, man. Man, I feel your energy straight away, man, when we done the pre-interview. I knew this was going to be good, and I really appreciate that, what you are helping my listeners with, and I hope we can stay connected as well
Yeah,
on the other
absolutely.
stats that's coming up, man. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
appreciate it.
Hey, what's up? Jeremy Yang, the online ads guy here, owner of Digital Glass Marketing. If you found whatever you're watching helpful, if you found it interesting, like, subscribe, comment, suggest other topics you think we should cover here. We've aimed to release weekly episodes, helping SMEs with marketing, advertising, talking to professionals about growth, processes, all that good stuff. All right, see you on the next one.